Hi, today we're going to take a look at Crystar number 3 from 1983. So the Saga of Crystar Crystal Warrior was the full name. This was something developed by Marvel, and basically it seems like it was something developed just to be comic book, toy line, and everything else sort of experience and gain a new revenue stream for Marvel. And this was at a time when toys and cartoons, etc., were becoming huge in the boys segment, like He-Man and later on Transformers, G.I. Joe, etc. Marvel was developing stuff with Hasbro, mainly G.I. Joe and Transformers, and later on things like Inhumanoids, etc. And I guess they figured, let's do our own kind of thing like this. So they paired up with toy maker Remco, and they created these translucent, very great looking toys, these action figures, and developed a whole story around them with Crystar. There he is right there, being brothers with another dude named Moltar, and of course Crystar becomes a crystal dude, and Moltar becomes a lava dude, and then the lava dudes fight the crystal dudes, basically. There's a lot more to it than that, and I love the story development of Crystar. So this is issue 3 of the Marvel comic, and for the most part, like everything else, they couldn't leave well enough alone. It couldn't just be set in its own universe. It had to cross over into the Marvel universe at some point. And there are many, many instances of this. Transformers was one of those where they dabbled in setting it in the Marvel universe in issue 2 or 3, I can't remember. But that's a tale for another time. So in this issue, Crystar and his warriors meet up with Doctor Strange. And here we have a Cracker Jack commercial. Cracker Jack was gold when I was a kid. I loved it. I loved the taste of it, and I loved the little like toys and prizes you could get inside it. So here is Crystar and his girlfriend Ica in a strange place made of wood. I love all the culture clash stuff in here. So Crystar and his buddies later on always muse that, wow, like this man must live in a place of riches, because where they are from, wood is a rarity, and here everything's made of wood, and all the books are made of paper. And he thinks that Doctor Strange is an arrogant fool because he sits on chairs made of wood. It's like us sitting on a chair made of gold. You know, it's like it's something beneath him that he sits on. But it's a thing of riches to him. And here he meets up with Wong. Now, Wong, of course, is very different than what people are probably used to in recent Marvel movies. Wong was always a throwback to a different time when there was an ethnic character who had skill in their own right, but was usually termed a manservant, and that's how Doctor Strange introduces Wong. Here we got Star Frontiers. Now, for something that had commercials that were so ubiquitous, they were in every comic book. I'd never see Star Frontiers anywhere on the back market. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a role-playing game, but I've never seen copies of it anywhere. But back in 1983 especially, like Star Frontiers, these full-page ads were in every comic, Marvel, DC, you name it. So here, and this is the Doctor Strange I know, with the gold fringe around the cape, and the little symbol on his blue, and everything in giant collars. I wish they could do something more like this in the movies, but the movies are pretty good. They're pretty good for adapting this costume. So back on their own planet, this character, Ogiod, I think his name is, he was made into a figure as well. So he brings more of the Crystar people, and Doctor Strange is stunned because, you know, they have so many magic protections. They have no clue how these people got into their house. They're not hostile, so Doctor Strange understands that. So more people show up, and Doctor Strange is frustrated. Meanwhile, this is Prince Moltar with Lavor, I think her name was, and Zardeth. Zardeth's figure was awesome, and he looks great with his hat that like half covers one eye. That's kind of like his eye patch. These guys look amazing, and their figures were awesome too. I think the thing about Crystar was that it came at a time when there was so much competition, and really the toys, they looked awesome, but there weren't a lot of play features that grabbed kids. Like, I think it came out around the same time as like Centurions, and that was a toy line where you can mix and match pieces and you can fit on different kinds of weapons and stuff. It looked cool, and they're big and chunky and like ready for action kind of thing. And as awesome as Crystar was, like I remember kids bringing them to school when I was in kindergarten and grade 1 and stuff. And they looked great, but that was the end of it. They looked great, but they couldn't do a lot. And here, Moltar's minions are storming the Sanctum Sanctorum, and everywhere they go, they burn like holes in the wood and stuff. So these mile-high, like 2-page spreads, these mile-high comics ads always sort of baffled me. I guess if I were older, I'd be willing to order comics from here. But what I did do was I always looked through these for titles I didn't really know were out there. The only problem is that they'd put like a condensed version of the title. So, but here you could see like some stuff that you probably know. Here's Crystar right here. So $2.50 for, I guess that's giant size. That's fairly expensive. This comic is 60 cents and 75 cents in Canada. Indiana Jones, I think, looking at these, this is the first time I realized there was an ongoing Indiana Jones. It was called The Further Adventures of Indiana Jones, and I have a few issues of that. But I don't know if those were widely distributed because I don't remember seeing them on racks. But maybe they're a little bit before my time, maybe a year before my time. You got the Godzillas. James Bond, I don't know what this is referring to other than maybe the For Your Eyes Only adaptation in floppies. And going through the Marvel magazines, I love Marvel magazines. So you got the Marvel Super Special. I have a lot of the Howard the Ducks. There's the Kiss one. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the one with the blood in the cover that was mixed in with the ink or whatever. Conan, there's plenty of super specials for Conan. I don't know what they're referring to here other than maybe movie adaptations or something else. There's Beatles. There's Conan again. Star-Lord. Weird World. I love Weird World. Meteor. I'm assuming that's an adaptation of the movie. I hope so. Star Trek Empire, I guess, Strikes Back. Xanadu, I have to track that down. Raiders. James Bond, I'm pretty sure that's For Your Eyes Only, the super special. I have Dragon Slayer. I've got several Conans. I have Blade Runner. I don't have any. For whatever reason, Dark Crystal is really, really expensive on the black market, at least where I am. The floppies, there's 3, I think there's a 3-issue series. That is $100 for the set. I don't know why. And this carries, like the Marvel Super Special carries a lot of books too. Don't know why, but I mean, listen, I love Labyrinth, but there's a lot of other Marvel movie adaptations that are way cheaper, so I don't get it. I love the art, and I love the storytelling and characterization here. It's a shame that Crystar didn't last very long. And really, I know that Marvel does... I know that Marvel does... like own the rights outright for Crystar, but I think they brought Crystar back along with almost everything else in those Battle World specials for the modern Secret Wars, and I didn't read those. I mean, I'm sure they're not very exciting or fun. Not like as dynamic as all this, right? I love the fighting here between Crystar's men and Moltar's men. And here, so I'm used to bullpen bulletins being items and a stand soapbox and like a checklist. Here, I think this is John Burns speaking, saying that Big Jim Shooter asked me to do a guest spot for the Bullpen Bulletin page. And he says that, like, I don't know what to say, and he's basically being lazy here. So he just drew a whole, like, splash page of characters. What a lazy ass. But anyways, should I name them all? They're all pretty straightforward, and they're not very obscure. I mean, maybe the Alpha Flight people, but let's go through them. So it's, where are we here? So it's Silver Surfer, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, of course. That is Wonder Man, Hercules, Iceman, Angel, Daredevil, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Doctor Strange, Man-Thing. Man-Thing has a terrible movie, by the way, but anyways. Ghost Rider, Shaman, Guardian, Snowbird, Aurora, Marina, North Star, Sasquatch, should we get to him? Wasp, Iron Fist, Power Man, Luke Cage. Iron Man, it's either Tony Stark or Rhodey Rhodes at this point. She-Hulk, Captain America, Vision, Thor, Scarlet Witch, Banshee, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Wolverine, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, Storm, Beast, Human Torch, Invisible Woman, oh, that's Puck here, Mr. Fantastic, Thing, we did Iceman, right? Hulk, I think that's everyone. This was 1983, Marvel, there you go. I think the only ones that would probably give people trouble today are maybe Alpha Flight, because they haven't had a giant holy crap franchise built around them in film and television, which is a shame. I'm Canadian, so I would love to see an Alpha Flight done correctly, please, done correctly. I think that will never happen. And here we have the letters page. They already had letters pouring in by issue 3, saying how great Crystar is, so great that it didn't last very long. And yeah, I mean, listen, I think that Crystar was a great little experiment. It's probably one of these harebrained ideas people at Marvel probably pulled their hair out on. It's probably a Jim Shooter idea. But I enjoyed it as a kid. I thought it was cool. It could have benefited from a cartoon. And here's this colorful burger. I drew all these guys all the time. And I looked at all these items and fantasized about owning some of these, but never sent in for them because I'm not stupid. And here's an ad for Tutankhamun, which is a Parker Brothers game for, I guess, Intellivision. Or, well, it says Intellivision coming soon, so like Atari or something. Here's a screenshot that shows exactly why NES revolutionized everything. You see this great painting here, this great picture of I guess the title character Tutankhamun, and you see this great art on the box here, but you don't see any of that realized here. It's just sort of like, you know, a map and some crude drawings of things, a key, etc. By the time NES came out, like when you saw a picture of Super Mario, you basically saw a rendering of Super Mario on screen. No matter how crude it might look now, you can actually make out a hat and mitts and overalls, etc. So yeah, so Saga of Crystar. It's a cool comic. I'm still missing a few issues, so I want to get them all. But, you know, on the back market, I don't think anyone really cares about Saga of Crystar anymore. But it's something I remember from my childhood, so I love it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.